in the tumbler, and I probably tumble them for a good hour, just because you know, I want to see if they can harden up a little bit more, and they will. All right, so now you could use a half hard wire, you know, a sterling wire or whatever for your wires, but you just can't ball them up like you can fine silver. So there's the trade-off there. You know, it would be nice if fine silver was a little stiffer, but it's not. So, all right, let me get these out of the pickle. And then the next thing I would do with these guys is I would clean them up and I would tumble them as well before I set the cabochon. Just because some cabochons, because some stones can't take being in a tumbler. Now, I've never had a problem with the turquoise stones that I've put in, but I'm not sure what kind these are, but I have tumbled the heck out of these guys over the years, and I've not damaged these stones. So I'm going to go ahead and set these, and then I will tumble them later to get them to the high shine of the sample. It's a far cry from what it looks like right now. But I did tumble these without the stone when I did these. So let's see here. I just use regular stainless steel shot, Cindy. And Deborah, I've never used a pin polisher, so I don't know anything about them. Suni, it could very well be a 1.8 cup burr. It might even be like a 1.6, but I'm not positive. I mean, they go up to different wire gauges, but like I said, I think it would be great if they marked them appropriately so that you know what you're doing, and then I could tell you properly. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean these up with a 3M radial disc kind of thing, just a little bit, and I normally do this before I stick stuff in the tumbler anyway, to get any other little schmutz off. I'm going to put my face shield on because I hate stuff flying in my face. So this will get some of that whiteness off that happens after you pickle things. If I had a lot of solder buildup on the back, I would clean that off first with probably with a silicone polishing, not a silicone. Yeah, they are silicones. They're like they've got a little bit of grit in them. You can knock that stuff off. This one's a little low. I kind of went off center a little bit. I can always fix that if I don't put a cabochon in there. If it bugs me enough, I'll move it up a little bit. I may just do that, I don't know. This one that I made earlier looks works a little better. So I'm going to use this one, and I'll probably take that bezel cup off and recenter it. Because that's how it is, guys, at least for me. It's like if you have a mistake or something's just not quite right and you let it go, it's like it bugs you, and you're sorry that you didn't do it when you could have done it. And sometimes it's better to just fix it at that time, so then you can live with it. Okay, Deborah said she was gifted with a magnetic pen polisher, and it's changed my life. You know, maybe I should put that on one of my want lists or something. I don't have a clue what they cost or anything, but I've heard a lot of good things about it, so it might be kind of a nice thing to check out and maybe have in my workshop. Yeah, I really, like I said, I don't know anything about it, but if it changed your life, honey, I need to know about it, because anything, oh, they're freaking expensive. Of course they are. You know, anything that's great or wonderful and time-saving and gets great results, it's gonna be expensive. That's the law. All right. So to get my little cabs in here, sometimes, and I know I've expressed this thought before, sometimes when you buy cabochons, they're supposed to be calibrated so that they are true to size. When you buy a 4mm cabochon, it should fit inside of a 4mm bezel cup, but that's not always the case. Sometimes they're just slightly smaller, sometimes they're slightly larger. And where did I, oh, there's my stones. And you want them to fit, you know, especially if you've, oh, I don't have two of the same thing here. Okay, stop the presses. All right. You want to make sure that they're going to fit inside those little bezel cups, and I'll show you what I do to make sure that they fit in there. It's not rocket science. Got all my little cabochons that I bought in Tucson. I don't have any order system for them yet. But let's see. These are copper turquoise. They have little veins of copper, which are kind of cool. So I may use those. A little copper matrix in there. Let's see. Let's see if those work. All right. Out of sight now. What are we talking about? Like, how out of sight is it? Are we talking more than $500? Probably. All right, so a couple of things. I have a little wax holder. It looks like a pencil, but it's just a tube of wax, and you can pick up your cabochons with that and place them inside your bezel cups. But if your bezel cup is too small, I have these little round files that have a rounded end. This is a 0, and this is a 2. I guess I don't have a 1. But I put that inside my bezel cup, and I kind of push the walls out just a little bit. You don't want to go crazy and rip anything. But I found that really helps a lot to make sure that your stone will fit. And sometimes they still don't. So if that's the case, I'll move on to a different stone. These look wider. These look significantly wider. Those don't look the same. Okay. Let's try this. That's a winner. I didn't open this one up. Let's see if it needs it. I'm going to do just a hair on this one. Only because I want to make sure that it seats all the way down. Sometimes you might think you're getting your stone all the way in, and it's really not. It's only partially in. So we want to avoid that. All right, so put them in. Push them down a bit. There's my stuff. All right, so I'm pushing this down a little, but you don't want to go crazy on that. I have these acrylic burnishers. They're made by Flow Studios. This is called Smooth Set. This is the smaller of the two. The other one's larger. I really use the small one much more than the large one, but again, it depends on the project. Also, you can use a standard burnisher. I'm not saying you can't or that you have to have these. I'm just saying that these are kind of handy to have. So I'm going to use my pusher, and I'm going to I always start off on my right side, so I'm doing 3 o'clock, then I'm doing 9 o'clock, then I'm doing 12 o'clock, pushing the bezel cup in, and then 6 o'clock. And then I just start going around the other edges and pushing that bezel cup. And I love the serrated bezel cups. Those are like my favorite all-time bezel cups or bezels. I love the serrated look, and it really lends itself to the Southwestern style, in my opinion. And I do have a handout. I'm going to post that after I'm done here. I'm also going to tumble these, and then I can post them later on, but they look like the same. They'll look like the same thing that I posted as the advertisement for the class. So it's not going to look really any different. All right, so that's in sufficiently. 3 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and I don't have a GRS system either. That would kind of be nice to have, but I don't make enough of stuff that would justify that system for me. I mean, if I had like endless supplies of money, that I would have one in my studio, but that unfortunately is not the case. And I think I can live without that at this point in my life. But they sure would be nice. So if anybody wants to buy me the whole complete system, I won't refuse. I'm kidding. Of course I'm kidding. Or a pen polisher, for that matter. All right, so then I'm going to take my burnisher. I don't mind working on this little rubber block either when I'm setting stuff. It kind of, it doesn't have a real grip, but the stuff, you know, like these pieces kind of hold on to it. So just burnish that around and make sure that all the little serrations are down and flat over the stone. You just want to, you know, do this carefully and not in a hurry, because you could tear those little serrated tips off if you're not being careful. And then, like I said, I will tumble these later to a high shine. They're going to look great. Okay, so the next thing is we have our little jump rings. Mary, it's a GRS system. Rio has a magnetic pin polisher for $2.92. Well, to me, that's pretty good. You know, under $500, I'm okay with, but when we start talking over 500, then I'm like, I don't know. Wendy, I got these on Amazon, and I believe I included one of these in your kits when we did that multicolored gemstone bracelet, which I think you got. You should have gotten one of these, but they were, I think I cut them in half because, you know, you don't really need this long of a pencil or of a wax stick or whatever. You could make 3 of these out of there if you wanted to. But yeah, I got them on Amazon. So they're nice when you're handling small things, you know, setting small things. So in the kits you had jump rings to attach to the bail. I'm not sure what size were in there now, but I want to say they were maybe 3.5 millimeters, something like that. And really, that has absolutely no matter for this. You could put any size you wanted on these. But I think that's what I did. Just putting, oh, these are 2.5s. I grabbed the wrong ones, but that's okay. All right, so, well, no, actually, that's not going to be all right because the ball of that ear wire is going to be larger, and I won't be able to get that in. So let me take these off. Just bear with me a second. I think I need stronger magnifying glasses. Even though I have trifocals on, my eyes really aren't bad, but close up, when you're working with small little things, it gets kind of difficult sometimes. And I'll tell you, if you can't see well, I can guarantee you're not going to do a great job because you want to be precise and have things line up right. And especially with jump rings, if they're not closed all the way, you're gonna snag your clothes or scratch yourself. It just happens. Okay, put those back on, and then I'll put one going through. Here. And then where's the ear wires I made? Here we are. So then I attach that on there and take my chain nose pliers and pull that ball back to touch the wire so that you don't lose this part. And then I can stick the whole thing in the tumbler and take them out after dinner. Let them go for a nice long spin. And I'll try to find the resources for this stuff. There's not that many because we already discussed Ely and maybe these wax rods. I don't know if you're interested in that, and I don't know about the solder cutter, but that probably wouldn't be a bad idea if you don't have one. Might be nice to have. And that's that. So we did these cute little earrings in not that much time, an hour and a half, maybe. The booga stick, like booga or booger. I don't know. Anyway, this is a nice little project. These conchos are nice. They're nice weight. They're not too heavy. They're not cheesy thin. They're just really nice. And like I said, they're going to go in the tumbler and get a nice high shine. If you wanted to antique them, you could do that if you like it. A lot of times on silver, stuff like this, I like it shiny. Some things that have a lot of detail, maybe it's nicer to patina. I guess it just depends on the item. But I'm going to play around more with the bracelet idea because I think that would make a nice set. I mean, people used to wear sets, you know, like earrings, necklace, bracelet, all matching and stuff. I don't know if they do all that matchy-matchy stuff anymore. I've never been one to subscribe to that, but a lot of people do, and, you know, to each his own. But you know, I think just this and this is plenty nice. Or, you know, you could make one of these as a pendant, and these also come larger sizes if you wanted a larger one for a pendant. So, or if you have the, you know, hydraulic press and the impression dies, you can make your own conchos. There's a lot of choice. It just depends on how far you want to go and what kind of an investment you want to make. Donna, you're going to be fine with them. These are, they're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. There's not that much to it. You know, just take your time and, you know, and all will be well. It will. It will. All right. I think next time, it won't be next week, it'll be the week after, but I think I'm going to do my demo at my friend Bonnie's house, and she's gonna help, well, she's actually gonna do it for glass fusing. I don't know if there's any interest in that in our group. I've never covered it. I'm not really a glass fuser, but I like it, and Bonnie's made some really cute pendants. It won't be anything too difficult, but you know, if you do it, you basically need a kiln or know someone that has a kiln that you can fire your things in. But I like to present things that maybe not everybody has had any exposure to, because you never know what you're going to like. And this way, you don't have to buy anything, you just are watching and you can see what it's all about. So I'm pretty sure that's what I'm going to do. Um, I'm going to her house on Friday this week, and I think I'll bring my gear and see if we get good reception in her basement studio, and and we can go from there. So because we can't do it here, she'd have to drag too many things over here, and she's got a wonderful setup at her place, so you can kind of see all the different things that you can do, because there's a group of us girls that get together every Friday, and one Friday's at my house, and then the alternate Friday is at Bonnie's house. So we do other things here, and we do glass pretty much always at Bonnie's house. So it's really kind of fun. It's fun. It's different. Yeah. So I hope you guys will be game for that. We'll see. There probably won't be a handout for that though, but I probably will at least have some pictures and tools and things like that, references, so that you can see if it's something that you're interested in. You can look up the information and see how much all that stuff costs. So, all right, guys. I think that's going to be it for now. I did put my bead stash pictures up online in a group yesterday. I've had pretty good response so far. I just figured I would try to get rid of some of the stuff I'm not using right now. I still have way more for myself, so my friend was saying, why are you getting rid of all of that? And it's like, because I can never use all of this in my lifetime. At this stage of the game, how much stuff how can you use, But when I first started my journey in this jewelry stuff, I did a lot of stringing, and I went to a lot of trade shows, and found these findings that I could put together. I did a lot of crystals and different things like that I think a lot of people do in the beginning of their jewelry making journey. And I just thought I should part with some of it, because like I said, I can't always use it all. But it's amazing how much money is tied up in that stuff. I couldn't believe it. When I first went shopping, and I was starting to sell stuff, so I felt confident to spend the money, and I spent like $500 at one of the first shows on these little findings, and I swear, I had a little bag about this big. It was smaller than a lunch bag, maybe like a Ziploc baggie, with $500 worth of silver in there. It was like, oh my God, I can't believe it. So that stuff, it adds up real fast. So anyway, all right, guys. No, Marianne, I haven't done that yet, but I will. I thought I would wait till after I did the demo, and then whoever purchased things, I'd go ahead and send them an invoice and go from there. So anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope to see you guys in a couple of weeks, and I will keep up with you on the page. If the people that bought the kits, please post yours when you're done with them. I'd like to see, and if you do any variation on it, I might learn something. So that might be fun to see too. So I'll see you guys next week. Thanks for joining. Bye-bye.